Salwe, doing lines 199 to 203. This begins Aeneas's motivational speech to his men. His men are obviously very discouraged after being tossed around in this shipwreck that was sent by Juno. They don't know that. And Aeneas wants to lift their spirits. You might remember his first speech. Well, it wasn't a speech, but his first words were on the boat when he was hit by the storm and he wished he was dead and he was not doing so well. Now he, in spite of still not feeling very well about everything, he's going to address his troops and try to lift their spirits. O socii, nequem ignari sumus ante malorum. O passi, graviora, dabit Deus his quoque finem. We'll do that part first. O socii, O comrades, and this is evocative. O comrades, just put evocative there. He's addressing them directly. And also O passi, also evocative. O you who have suffered. And it means O vos socii. O you vos. O you comrades. And vos passi, you who have suffered. O socii. And then nequem ignari sumus ante malorum. Neque and not. And enim is for. It's a conjunction. For we, you gotta put in nos, right? Nos. It's implied in sumus. For we are not. The neque is the not. For we are not ignari, ignorant. And that's the subject. Ignorant, or it's a predicate nominative. Ante malorum, before of troubles. Now malorum is a genitive. Malorum, of troubles. So again, O comrades, or companions, for we are not ignorant before of troubles. O you who have suffered graviora, weightier things or heavier things. When you got that ora, it makes it comparative or more weighty things. You've suffered worse before, is what he's saying. Passi graviora. That's the accusative, who have suffered weightier things. Deus, the subject. Dabit, future, will give. God will give his, to these things. That's a dative. To these things. Quoque finem, also an end. That's the object of what God will give, the God. O you, okay, who have suffered worse things, the God will give an end also to these things. Meaning these things, meaning the troubles we're experiencing right now, this shipwreck, being stranded, maybe have lost part of our fleet, these things that are happening now. You've suffered worse things before. God will give an end also to these things. Vos et sculaeam rabiam penitusque sonantes, acestis scopulos. Vos et Guclopea saxa, experti. You all, plural, there's the vos again, you all, plural, have acestis, have approached. And I believe that's an apocopated form, or sorry, syncopated form. It's really acesistis, imperfect, istis. E iste it, emus istis erunt. It's the second person plural, acestis, but it's shortened. It should be acesistis, but it's acestis. You have approached. What have they approached? It, both the Scylium Rabium, the Scylian Rage, and this was a horrible sea monster that would eat dolphins and sailors and anything that came by it. Benitusque sonantes scopulos, and okay, we got you have approached both the Scylian Rage and the sonantes scopulos, the sounding rocks. I guess where this monster was. The sounding rocks, and they were penitus, deeply sounding. That's an adverb. You have approached both the Scylian Rage and the deeply sounding rocks. You are experti. You got to put estis in there. You have been, the verb's missing of sum. You, and this is the subject too, sorry. You are experts. You are experienced. Also, and you are experienced of the Cyclopean rocks. Okay, and you have experienced the Cyclopean rocks. Okay. And you have experienced the Cyclopean rocks. So the Cyclopses would hurl rocks at sailors when they go by. Remember, the Cyclops Polyphemus hurled a rock at Odysseus after he had blinded him. It's making you think of that. Revocatanimos, maestumque timorem, mitide, forsa et haec olem meminisse juvabe. Very famous line right here. And this too, revocatanimos. He says, this is a command. Call back your animus, your hearts, or meaning your courage. And mitite, and send away maestum timorem, sad fear, perhaps, forsan. I would translate the et as also or even. For perhaps even it will be, juvabit, it will be pleasant. This is a future. It will be pleasant, olim, one day, meaning in the future. Olim. Olim can mean like one day back in the past or in the future, here in the future, because we're using the future. Perhaps it will even be pleasant one day. To meminisse, to remember, or to have remembered. That's also a verb. Hike, these things. It says, one day maybe when we're back in a new home, I guess not back, but when we found a new home and we're telling stories, we're going to remember this time and say, oh, I remember that we were on that beach and what a good time that was. It'll be pleasant to remember that. Or meaning in the future when we're not in these dangers, it's going to be pleasant to remember these troubles because now we'll have got through them. So perhaps even one day it will be pleasant to remember these things.